Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews for yet another episode. And in today's episode, you're probably thinking, like, why do you kind of see me recording during the day and stuff like that? Well, today's video I just felt like, let's review something during the day for a change, and also let's review a pretty old movie for a change, because this is a movie that I've heard about for so many years now. It's one of these classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I never really got around to until last night. Watched it on Netflix. It's called Total Recall, the 1990 film, and so I'll be getting into spoilers and giving you all of that. But so just to give you a bit of context here, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I have loved him in the Predator movies, and not even the Predator movie, just the original Predator. Don't really care about the other Predator films, and I actually really did enjoy the Terminator 1 and 2. I saw those a few times, so it was kind of like, it's kind of like a given, like, why haven't I seen Total Recall, which is in the run of films where Arnold Schwarzenegger is really famous and he's a really good actor. And so there's definitely that. So this is like an hour and 53 minutes, and what you kind of have here is you have Arnold Schwarzenegger playing this guy called Douglas Quaid, and pretty much he's on Mars, and there's this situation where he realizes a bunch of these bad guys replaced his brain with this kind of implant chip, so he has to go back and figure out what was wrong, and he goes through this entire journey and figures out how he's going to do it. And so let's just straight off the bat say that Arnold Schwarzenegger really does live up to the hype in this movie. He really puts on a strong performance, a lot of elements to enjoy. So one of the first things that comes to mind for me is seeing like these scenes where, and this is a spoiler, seeing these scenes, we've got Arnold Schwarzenegger turns into this lady, and then he moves his mouth, like, face around, shapes into the faces, and you see him, and the way the set and the face is done and all of that, like all of that was quite good, like especially for its time in the 90s. It looked like it was really flashy, and it popped and it kind of fizzled, and it was really interesting to see how they made the set design, and the way they designed their face and stuff like that. So all of that is really good within the movie. There's some cool music in the film, and what I do really like about the movie is that you do have a sense of a love story, but then the love story gets flipped on its head, and then he finds the true girl that he's after, called Melina. They go on this whole journey together, and they figure out, well, we know a way to stop these bad guys. And what's the funny thing is, Arnold Schwarzenegger gets this thing where he's on the train and he's in Mars and all of that, and he goes to the till and he sees Melina. You can get an offer, so he goes to like a strip club and finds Melina, but then Melina doesn't realise what he's all about, and then later on in the movie they figure out that they are made for each other, and you get even scenes where Arnold Schwarzenegger actually kills his original married woman that was married for about 8 years or something like that. So he shoots her, and they realise, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Douglas Quaid realises that his marriage was a set-up, so he just kills her. So all of that is quite good, honestly, and it does start off a bit weird, but it actually flies by, and it's a really enjoyable time, and I can see myself even going back to rewatch it. But it's definitely not a movie where you need to watch it 3 times to understand it. It's a pretty straightforward, simple premise. So honestly, I understand why people enjoy the film. You could argue, well, there's scenes where it's not like the most advanced action, if you know what I mean. Like the scenes where Arnold Schwarzenegger just shoots these guys, it goes poof, 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 and you just see the blood across the wall. So it's not like there's like a really advanced kind of piece of action and all of that. So you could make arguments that, oh, this is a dated 90s flick or something, but honestly that's how it turns around to just becomes to be a really good movie, because it's from a different time period, although it's meant to be set in 2084 or something like that. But you feel like the age the movie's been out for it, you feel like, maybe it feels a bit dated, but honestly no, it doesn't. It's just a part of the charm, a part of the cheese of the movie. It's when you see him just shoot the bad guys, it makes a big explosion, and you see the blood and all that, definitely. But yeah, It is not a movie you want kids to watch either. Definitely it's got some adult sort of themes to it, but it is pretty cheesy. I'd probably say this is probably for 14, 15 year olds, if you know what I mean. Like a 14 or 15 year old could probably enjoy this. From 14 to 15, a bit onwards is what you're looking at here, because there's a literal scene where you go into a strip club and there's this woman with 3 boobs and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot in here. Kids probably are not gonna. You'd be like, oh, I understand what's going on. No, definitely not. Like, definitely don't get an 8-year-old to watch this movie. So honestly, yeah, this is absolutely a 10 out of 10 movie. Recommend this film. There's just so much you can say about the movie. Even the final shot where you see the planet of Mars turn into this happy, bright area and stuff like that, and then he kisses the girl when the credits roll. There's just so much to say. Even scenes where he's in the machine, and then he's in the machine, right, and he's sitting down in a chair, his legs are strapped, and then he's like, no, don't get me, and then he finds a way to beat the bad guys up. There's like just so much to this movie you can talk about. So that is my review of Total Recall, the 1990 movie. Yeah, you probably didn't even expect me to go back to the 90s in 2025, but you know what, let's just review whatever we can at this point, because that is what I'm all about. So peace out. That's me doing my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. And yeah, I'm not Douglas Quaid, I am the James Ramblin' Reviews. Bye.